Did you see that? He told that.
What's going on, everybody? It's your boy, the Executioner. And if you don't know, now you know. And off here to my right is my esteemed co-host, Almanac Jack. He's on the attack, and you can't teach that. What's going on, Jack?
What's going on, Executioner? How you doing, man?
I'm doing great, and I'm happy.
How happy are you?
I'm happier than a puppy with two peckers.
He's got two wee-wees. Well, welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Good Times. That's right. This is the Good Times podcast, where there's good laughs, good fun, and it's always a good time. New shows drop every Thursday, so don't forget to subscribe wherever you do, so you can get the show without even having to look for it.
Yeah.
But if they want to look for it, Mr. Executioner, where can they find the show?
You can already go to your browser, wherever you need to go. You're going to go to the goodtimespodcast.com, where you can find us on Spotify, Apple Music. We're finally on Apple Music.
Yeah.
And a bunch of other places that you're definitely going to be able to hear us. And that's awesome. So, and also I'd like to give a shout out to Hold Up for the theme music that you hear at the beginning, middle, and end of this podcast, called Give Life Back to Music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always good to hear that. Give life back to music. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, it feels good every time I hear it.
Every time I hear that, dude, I get so pumped up.
Oh, me too. I'm like, here we go. Yeah.
So before we get into this week's show, I want to do like a little bit of a rewind to last week's show. You know, we did names.
Okay.
So this one's a Mexican name that popped up. Because Janet's cousin was or uncle, whoever he was offering to help us out with the wedding. One of those. And he was offering to help us with the wedding, and she was telling me the story about it. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. You know, who is he? And she gave me his name, and I was like, okay, what's his name? Juanjo.
What?
I was like, who? Juanjo. What the fuck? Juanho. So it's basically Juan Ho.
Oh no.
So I thought, I was like, was he like a fucking pirate? Juan Ho. So there's your bonus beaner name for the week.
Bonus beaner name, I like. Beaner of the week.
So he offered to help us with the wedding, which is really nice of him, and I
awesome.
appreciate it. So, but I heard you went to a certain wedding this past weekend. What happened?
Yeah, so my dad actually got married, which was actually super cool. He I don't know, like, he got to marry a really great lady. Her name's Candy. My dad's name is Rich, or Dick, if you didn't know.
Good old Dick and Candy coming over.
But yeah, it was super cool. They have this pretty big ranch out in another city, other than where we're at. I'm not going to give out his location.
Yeah.
But yeah, they had a ton of beer, a ton of fun. You know, it was a lot of fun. Good. We all got to walk down the aisle and stuff like that to some pretty good music. Everyone's dancing in and dancing on out, and it was super cool. There was so much, there was a lot of family, there was a lot of laughs, a lot of fun, kind of like the Good Times podcast, but in a different way.
Yeah, it's funny. I saw on your sister's snap that you were dancing with the dog.
Yeah, that's how you knew I was reaching that state of drunken nirvana.
Good old inebriation. Hey, but when you saw your dad, did you call him a dingleberry?
Oh my god. So as we talked about a few weeks ago about the word dingleberry, how I didn't know what it meant. So I actually went up to him and I was like, "Hey, what's up, Dad? So are you gonna tell me about dingleberry now?" And he just kind of looked at me and he's like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Well, I know what dingleberries is now, and are you gonna tell me what it is? Now I know that you've been calling me this all of our lives." And he just started laughing. He just couldn't stop laughing. And he literally had nothing to say, because it was just like, yeah, I was calling you guys dingleberries all your life when you were growing up.
I think he's more surprised that it took you this long to find out what a dingleberry was.
Oh, dude, well, I don't know. It just never crossed my mind. You know, one of those.
It's
things.
like every time he calls you, and instead of being, hey, Chris, come down here, he's like, hey, Caca filled toilet paper on your butt. Get down here.
Oh man, I don't ever want to be called that ever again. No, I'm just kidding. I've been called worse than that, and still not offended. By the way.
Yeah, you're not triggered. Triggered. So today I have a top 10 list for you again.
Okay.
And this time when I was going through the top 10 list, I was dying laughing at some of these.
Oh,
because this is the top 10 useless inventions.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
So the first one is the black highlighter marker. It's basically a Sharpie, right?
It's just like a light Sharpie, I guess.
Yeah. The second one is the waterproof sponge. Kind of defeats the purpose, don't you think?
A waterproof sponge. Wow. That just sounds like a cloth that just wrings out every time.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's kind of like steel wool. You're just scraping your
Hey,
dish.
shout out to whoever made steel wool because I've cleaned so many pans with that thing.
So many what?
Pans.
Oh, pans. I said
Yeah.
pads. I was like, what?
I had to scrub those pads.
Damn pads don't get clean. The next one is an AC adapter for your calculator.
Oh my god. What happened to solar power?
What happened to batteries? Honestly, okay. Here's the thing about calculators, though. Do you remember back in high school when everybody had like those really like high tech like Texas Instruments?
Oh my god,
ones?
yeah.
Do you remember they had games on them?
No.
Yeah, dude. People would be playing Snake or Tetris or like like really simplified versions of Super Mario.
Yeah.
I never knew how to do that, dude.
I never had one of those anyway. In general, I was way too poor for that.
Dude, I know. I had a regular one. I was still like typing, boobs on my calculator, turning it upside down. Compared to these guys, they're over here playing fucking Super Mario and shit.
Super Mario on your Texas Instrument.
Yeah, dude. I was so jealous, man.
Oh, that's
well.
great.
All right, the next one we have is the battery-powered battery charger.
Oh man, I've had one of those before. No,
Really?
I'm just kidding. No, thank God. I would literally throw that thing away.
Oh, I was gonna say, oh my god, dude, why would you
Actually, I
get
have it
one?
right here.
I know, right in my secret compartment.
My ski cup.
The next one, a motorcycle seatbelt.
Oh, what?
A motorcycle seatbelt.
Just wrap around your sacroiliasis?
Yeah, but I don't know. Like, that's actually kind of a good idea.
I mean, if used correctly, yeah. And I mean, it would mean that you wouldn't get thrown off your bike, but at the
Yeah.
same time, maybe you want to like jump off your bike at some point, like.
Yeah. Or because you get into a crash, you're gonna be attached to your bike the whole time. So when that bike flips, you're like, oh god, I'm going down.
You see some of those bikes just take tumbles. You
Yeah.
don't want that to be you.
You ever see those motorcycle races where like when they're turning, they go really
Oh,
low and like they're like
yeah.
scraping their knee against the asphalt?
Yeah, but it's like crazy because when they're doing it, they're like really low, and then all of
Yeah.
a sudden, like it just takes a little. Oh shit! They just
Yeah.
go flying.
All it takes is like one rock right there on their knee, and then they crash.
Dude, I bet you like a little rock like that would make a huge gash in your knee. Just
Oh hell yeah, dude! That's like scraped to the bone right there.
yeah, that's all bad. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
All right, the next one is the inflatable dartboard.
What? Oh my goodness. Honestly, if anybody has any practical use for any of these products, I would love to see it. Please go to @itsgoodtimes on Twitter and send me a video or send us a video or something like that, because that sounds pretty amazing.
Yeah, the inflatable dartboard, good for only one use, so it better be a bullseye. Oh, this is a good one. The next one is a pedal-powered wheelchair.
What? A pedal powered wheelchair. Oh man. So I'm like trying to think of any practical use of a pedal power. Is there like somebody's in the back of it pushing you, but they're all like that with their feet going as it's going?
Well, it kind of would redesign the wheelchair. I mean, it gives their legs somewhere else to go, I guess.
I guess maybe it's just because your left leg is broken. You can use your right leg to just pedal as
Yeah.
you go along. Keep your right leg
You
good.
can have a buff-ass right leg, though. You have one leg just way giant than the other.
Hey, that means you can start walking one
Yeah.
leg.
If you think about it, though, a pedal-powered wheelchair is kind of like those bikes where you see the guys like laying down, basically,
Oh,
and they're
my.
pedaling.
Yeah.
You seen those?
Damn, what is it called? Luging.
Huh?
Luging.
Oh, the skateboard one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
laying down, they're luging down the...
Dude, every time I'd see Rocket Power, that episode where they did luging, I wanted to do it so bad. But we ain't got no hills around here.
Yeah, no hills. No hills, and we had 3 pills.
Yeah. The next one is a DVD rewinder.
DVD rewinder.
Can you imagine if Blockbuster sold those and, on the thing it says, be kind, rewind?
You know what's funny is that people would actually buy it and use it. It's like,
Oh, hell yeah.
come on, honey, we have to take the DVD back.
Make sure you rewind it.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Hold on, let me rewind it real quick.
Well, if somebody's dumb enough to get a battery-powered battery charger, they're probably the same people that get the DVD rewinder.
Oh, that's awesome.
The next one is helicopter ejector seats.
Helicopter ejector seats, jeez.
Can you imagine the ad for that? Are you going down in a crash in your helicopter? Would you rather be turned to hamburger meat? We'll get the new helicopter ejector seats.
Well, imagine if the ejector seat had you going downward. So like you're like you're like 100 feet above like the ground. You're going down. You're just boom. You just hit the ground. Duh.
Or sideways.
Oh my god! See, that would actually kind of work unless
Yeah.
like
That's the only way it could work.
unless the helicopter's like going back to back, and then you're like, oh shit, 50% chance, and
I know, it's like,
Just get
one of
taken
us
out.
is gonna die.
Oh, you do it at the same time.
And the last one is the pet rock.
Oh, that shouldn't be on there. Come on, man. We all know that the pet rock is the fastest person on the track at all times. All you have to do is look at Patrick Starr. His pet rock won the race.
And the winner is Rocky. No, but see, here's the update for the pet rock. It's the USB powered pet rock. Do you want to download what your pet rock thinks of you? Well, plug it into your computer and it'll tell you.
Well, if I really wanted a paperweight like that was basically a pet rock that gives me power, I might as well just get an iPhone.
Oh, there's gonna be people. Hey, I got one of those.
Hey.
Hey. Yeah, so that was your top 10 useless inventions. But here I got something for you.
All right.
I have another weekly installment of What Grinds My Gears.
Yes, it's bad.
And this one hits home.
Oh.
Because this kind of involves you and the whole show.
Oh, okay.
You know what grinds my gears? People who are mad about me posting only about the Good Times podcast stuff on my story. You know what? We're trying to do a passion project here. And you know what? This means a lot to us. And this is eventually going to lead to somewhere, bigger and better.
Bigger, better.
So, you know what? Suck a dick. Because I don't get mad at you for posting your job that you always complain about. Or some new shoes that you got. Or that salad that you had for lunch. Well, you know what? I can make that salad right now if I wanted to. Because I can open up my refrigerator, pull out a head of lettuce, chop that shit up, put some carrots in it, and put some damn sauce on it.
Oh, man, that's great.
But you couldn't make an entertaining podcast to save your life.
Damn right.
And that's even if I wrote out the script for you and the executioner over here was editing it for you.
Yeah.
So excuse me for taking a few posts a week to do something about what I like to do and what people actually like to listen to and care about. Fuck!
Yeah!
You grind my gears. I'm not telling you who you are, but maybe you know who you are, and maybe I'll put this clip up on my Instagram just so you know who you are.
Yep, that's right. You're going to get no fame out of this because we're not naming no names, like Bone always said.
Nope. No
Like,
fame,
when I
and all
say-
you're getting is shame.
Yeah, shame, shame,
Hey, that's funny though. Shame. Whenever my mom, like, if I would do something wrong, she'd be like, "Shame on you." Did your mom ever do that to you?
No, but I've always heard it. I've always heard shame on you, like on TV and stuff like that. Thank
Yeah.
God I never heard that.
I know it's like such an old thing to say. Shame on you. I'm like,
Shame on you.
shame. What the? I don't care.
No, but it always reminds me of like when you're little and like your parents are like all mad at you or whatever. But then when they go beyond mad and they're just like, Chris, we're disappointed.
Oh, it hurts like so much worse.
It hurts so much worse because it's like they're not even mad. They're just like,
Yeah.
you're just an idiot.
Yeah. It's like, we're not mad at you. We're just disappointed. and you go like, oh, they're not mad at me. Cool. We're disappointed. Oh,
Shit.
damn it.
That I don't know what it is about like disappointing your parents, but pissing them off is kind of fun sometimes. But
Yeah.
when you're like disappointing them, oh man,
Yeah.
that hurts.
Because it's
That
funny to
hurts.
see like them react to you. Like if you do something stupid, if like you, I don't know, like for example, broke a window or something like that. Oh, god damn it, you broke the window. Fuck. It's kind of funny to see them overreact.
Right.
But then like, I don't know, maybe you break your grandma's window or something like that.
So there was
so
this thing
disappointed.
at my old camp that we did. So quick story here, quick tangent. It was called the Ile. I don't know if you remember the Ile.
What?
I don't know what this word means. So if somebody wants to let us know what Ile means, that'd be great. So what it is,
It means eel. Well, I don't know.
basically, once we first got there was a couple people that already knew each other at the camp, and somebody took a stick. And you would go behind the person and you would put the stick on the ground and you'd go, Ile, and you'd bring it up and you hit him right in the nuts. Bow!
Oh.
Right? And it was like the funniest thing. And so I was at camp all week and we were all doing it to each other. Ile, just giving
It's
each
the
other.
funniest thing until you get hit.
Oh, yeah, it hurts.
Right in your sacroiliasis.
And then one day, after I came back, it gets kind of lonely when you don't, you have brothers and sisters and stuff like that, or I had sisters, but at the same time, it's not like you're not around all these guys like for an entire week like it was before, so it's
Yeah.
a little bit boring.
Yeah.
So my brother and my dad are just standing there right in the backyard, and they're both talking.
This sounds good already.
And I went and grabbed the pole and I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this. So I went up to guess who. Can you guess who I let?
Oh, you went to Dick.
Yeah, I went to.
Oh,
Well,
no.
they're both dicks actually.
Yeah.
They're both Richards. So I went
Oh,
up to
shit, you're right. totally slipped my mind.
So I went behind my dad and I gave him a good old Ele.
Oh,
And I remember running, laughing, and then he was like, "Oh, you motherfucker, piece of shit!" Oh. And I was like, "Oh fuck, I'm in trouble!" And I just remember started crying, and I ran.
what was your brother doing?
He just dying. He still remembers that to this day. Oh, it was great.
Did you at least yell the Ele?
Yeah,
Oh,
I did.
okay, yeah.
I gave him the good Ele. Oh shit. Like midway through, I was like, "What am I doing?"
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh no! Oh, or you're like the kid from A Christmas Story. Oh fudge! Except it wasn't fudge.
yeah, basically that. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, Dad, if you're listening to this. What you are.
So I hear that we have a fan of the week.
yeah, fan of the week, fan of the week. So shout out to Derek, who is the fan of the week this week. He got to take us out to a Sharks game.
That's right. We went to the good old city of San Jose to go watch the Sharks play against the Blackhawks, and man, that was a fun trip.
Dude, that was so much fun. And it's funny too because like you do the road trip. The road trip usually takes longer than, the time that you actually spend around there. But man, it was so much fun, especially getting there and just, the thing that I love about walking into stadiums or something like that is when you first walk into the main gate, and you like obviously you see the center, but the best part is when you walk into the actual stadium and you see the ice or you see the field or whatever, and everything just kind of opens up and you just see all the people.
Yeah, you just see a shit ton of people like excited, just like you are.
It was so much fun. And I'm not it was the Sharks versus the Blackhawks, like you said. I'm not a fan of either one of them. I'm a fan of the Red Wings, but I'm also a fan of hockey, like big time. I grew up watching it a little bit, and then Didn't start getting back into it until a few years ago. But dude, that was so much fun, and I'm ready to go back. I'm already ready to go back.
Hell yeah, dude! It was such a cool game too. Especially from we know when it's going to be like a TV timeout, and that's when they have people on the ice and do their games and stuff like that. And
Yeah.
that's always cool to see. But then we went to the mall first to go eat at this sushi place.
Oh, yeah.
But we're like, well, hopefully it's not too busy. We open the door and we see like 55 people waiting on the outside to get in.
Jeez, dude.
And we're like, oh shit. So then we're like, okay, maybe go to Red Robin. It's just as packed. So we ended up going around the mall and go to a food court.
Yep.
Derek and I got this Italian place. I can't even remember the name of it.
Sabaro? No, I'm just
No,
kidding.
are they even around anymore?
Yeah, I've seen a few of them.
That's such a stupid name, Sabaro.
Sabaro.
Anyway, he got a Stromboli, which is basically a
Stromboli.
it's basically a big old pizza pocket,
A bomb strolly?
a bomb strolly.
A bronze strolly.
Yeah, and then I got a big old slice of pizza combination. But it's cool
Nice.
because the combo gives you a drink, and then you also get 3 big old garlic rolls.
Oh, yeah.
And with it being so close to Gilroy, they got garlic up the ass. so this thing was just covered with garlic.
Oh, yeah.
And-
I ended up having the plate of, what was it? It was chicken, shrimp, and white rice. It was pretty good, not gonna lie.
Japanese, right?
Yeah, Japanese
You
place.
remember the name of it?
I'm gonna have to say nothing. I got nothing on that one.
I think it's called like Nakamura's or something.
Oh, there we go. It's called Sudway.
Sudway. Yeah, no, there really was a Sudway there because the way that the font was, it instead of it looking like a B, it looked like a D. So it's good old Sudway.
Sudway.
You get a good old bubble sandwich.
And then on the corner of the mall was the AMC theater, like right in the mall.
That was cool to see a movie theater in a mall.
Yeah, dude.
That's usually okay because at Manchester it's like right next to it.
Yeah,
but it's not
yeah.
attached to it.
No.
And shit, that'd be so much cooler if it was.
Yeah, and I hear stories about it all the time. I see malls all the time that are like that have, they have movie theaters inside of their malls. Like,
Yeah.
that's crazy. And growing up too, I always seen that in movies where it was like, you go to the mall, you chill out, then you go to the and then you go to the movie theater or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you go there afterwards, go eat, and then maybe it's like, oh well, let's go check out the sports stuff. Maybe they got new shirts or new jerseys or something like that.
Yeah.
It's always that's the way malls should be. Honestly.
Yeah. I mean, it should be like at least a mini experience, something to kind of get away without having to spend money like you're on a vacation. That's how I always felt like a mall should be. Because, at the end of the day, like, you can't afford... I mean, some people can't afford to go on vacation every single fucking day or every single week,
I wish I could.
That's for sure. I'd be out of this place. Bye!
So fast.
So horrid and fast.
No, but you ever hear about like people back in the old day when they talk about movies? Okay, movies now we're there for a couple hours and we leave right away. Back in the old days, they used to be like an all-day thing. They'd have Looney Tunes playing, then they'd have a movie, then it'd have, maybe like a couple like short movies and stuff, and they'd be there all day until the evening, and you just hang out in the movie theater all day.
That's true.
And that's the way I think malls should be. You can go to you can go see a movie, you can get out, go get something to eat, go walk around, and maybe they have like an arcade or something there, which this one did, which is really cool.
Yeah, they actually had 2 arcades. There was one in the movie theater, and then there was like a like an actual like John's Incredible type of place.
Yeah,
called like Round 1 or something like that.
yeah, I think it was round 1.
Round 1, yeah, and I thought that was pretty cool too.
Yeah, so then that'd be cool to if eventually maybe one of our malls can do that. If they expand or something like that. And
You hear that, Manchester?
yeah, it's not all about fashion fair.
Yeah. See, if Manchester, like, could you imagine if Manchester, like, they did something where they built like a bridge that went over to the movie theater? Like, that would be pretty cool. And you come down from the second, from the second floor or something like that.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing is that this mall was a 2-story mall. That's the way Manchester should be.
Right.
And they're remodeling it right now, and it looks really nice.
It looks really nice on the outside.
And hopefully they yeah, for once it looks nice.
Yeah.
Hopefully that they actually kind of do that, because it was weird seeing like a Cinnabon upstairs. This is upstairs. A Cinnabon next to like a Hallmark store, next to like a custom make your T-shirt store.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's the way that it should be. It shouldn't be like where all the food is in one place.
right.
That's,
I
that's the
agree.
way I'd like to see it.
And in Fresno, I'm not really a big fan of Fresno, not gonna lie. However, there is a lot of attraction in terms of jobs and people wanting to come here for some reason. But mainly, I think it's pretty cool because you would have Manchester kind of like in the heart of where everybody is. And there's a lot to do around there. I mean, obviously they just added like Chipotle and that little ice cream shop and the Habit, and right across the street from there, where you have like Hometown Buffet and then a Planet Fitness right next to each other, and then a dollar store. That dollar store has been there through thick and thin,
and a Subway is right next to it.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the Subway.
Yeah, no, but see, I was thinking too that with the way that mall is, the one in San Jose, if a Fresno one ever got that size, I think it would bring a lot more people back to that area of town, not just staying up north at Fashion Fair.
Right.
If it was able to give something that Fashion Fair didn't have, then you'd see a lot more traffic there.
Yeah, so true, because I feel like at when you go to Fashion Fair, you have like a lot of different stores, like stores that you would actually be like kind of intrigued, like, oh well, this is kind of cool, and go in. And that's kind of how it was at San Jose.
Yeah,
at the San Jose Mall. And next time we end up going back, or I end up going back, I'm definitely going to look at more of the stores. And we were only on one story the whole time. We didn't even go down to the other part.
Floor. Yeah.
Maybe there's a third part where all the dungeons are or something.
Yeah, it's where the gladiators fight.
Shout out to last week Gladiator.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Good old Gladiator. No, but what else did we do? We didn't even go around like the whole mall on that first floor. We just kind of went to the food court because game time was at 7.
Yeah.
Got to the good old SAP Center.
Oh yeah. No, but remember, dumbass Bank of America.
Oh yeah, tell everybody what happened to you.
So I bank with Wells Fargo, and I've had different banks in the past, and I've gone to other banks' ATM machines, and I've paid the $3 fee that they usually have, to pull out some cash. Sometimes it doesn't matter. Whatever, $3 is $3. So for some people, someone's out there like, $3 is $3, Chris. You jackass.
You paid $3.
Like, sorry, just sometimes you don't have to worry too much, but yeah. So we there's a Bank of America, and it was like, oh, okay, well, we got to get to the game. So I go up to the ATM machine. So I go up first, and then Sal goes up to the next one, a little bit like probably
Almanac Jack.
Sorry, Almanac Jack. So Almanac Jack goes on the left one over here. No, but I go up and I put in my stuff. I put in my code, which is
he inserts his wiener.
So I plug it in, and I'm starting to do all my money stuff, and then I'm waiting for it to come out. I'm waiting for my money to come out, and then my card, and I look over, and you're already done.
To come out.
And I look over, and you're already done, and I'm thinking like, this is taking a little bit too long.
Yeah.
And then nothing happens. The thing just completely resets, and it ate my card and ate my money.
Ate that shit up.
And and then there was a stupid number. It said, well, if anything is wrong with this ATM, please call this number with this code. So we called the number, and they're like, well, if this is not your card, then or if this is not your bank, then call your bank. It's like, fuck you.
Yeah, dude, they're basically saying like, oh, if our machine ate your card, call your bank because it's their fault. It's like, what the fuck?
I couldn't believe that. Like, listen, like, Bank of America, or if there's somebody out there that knows employees of Bank of America, tell them to fuck off. No, I'm just kidding. If you're an employee, I'm sorry. Yeah. No, but it was stupid. And that was like a total, that was just totally stupid. Because then, the rest of the time, I had to like try to transfer money to my Cash App. And I was able to transfer some money to my Cash App. And then I got rid of my card. I called Wells Fargo, canceling the card, and that was it. It was like, couldn't transfer any more money after that.
Yeah, it's like, I'm stranded here in San Jose. I'm at this random Bank of America next to the mall, and I need money to get back. You guys can't like give me like a quick cash of $40 or something like that.
and then we drive down the street around the corner, and there's a Wells Fargo.
There's a Wells Fargo. Shit. But then I was telling Mr. Executioner that the Wells Fargo probably would have ate my card.
Executioner. Oh wait, you said that. Okay, go ahead.
Probably would have ate my card, and you would have got your cash. So
Yeah, true.
one of us would have been up Shit Creek.
Yeah. Schitt's Creek. That was a show at one point.
Yeah. So you mentioned your dad's wedding.
I did.
As of today, we are 201 days away from my wedding.
Oh man.
Yeah. So my fitness game is going back up.
Okay.
So
Get it, Sal. Get it, Jack.
Yeah, boy, am I gonna be sweating, folks! I'm gonna be
sweating right now.
I'm gonna be pee-umping some iron. I'm gonna be running my ass off, and man, I gotta look good for that wedding.
See, here's the thing. Jack over here is already sweating profusely, and I'm pretty sure he just ran a mile in his head right now as we spoke.
Man, you gotta tell.
I have a ski cup.
Yes. No. Sail. But yeah. So we're 201 days away from my wedding.
That's gonna be awesome.
It's finally sinking in where you're like, man, this shit's going fast. It's crazy.
So fast.
So yeah. So if anybody wants to work out with me, I'm down.
Not me, because I don't know how to work out.
When you say you don't know how to work out?
I don't know how to work out. I don't know how to work out or stay consistent,
Yeah. So yeah, so like now I'm getting real like kind of strict on my eating schedule. And,
Okay.
My supplements, and also my good old H2O intake.
Ooh, drinking a lot of agua.
Yeah, I gotta drink the agua.
I really like the agua, the H2O. It tastes really good. It smells really good too. It gets a little swashy in my mouth.
Yeah, the thing is when you eat a lot of food, you need some agua to wash it down with. And if you don't wash it down, it could stay inside of your esophagus and give you the hiccups. You wouldn't want the hiccups because then you'd have to drink some agua to get rid of those hiccups.
I thought you just went upside down and then you put the water in your mouth like you were getting waterboarded or something.
Yeah, and then you gargle it. And if you gargle it enough, it makes some bubbles and it gets rid of those other bubbles inside your G-ut.
Good old Johnny Gargoggle.
Good old Johnny Gargoggle over here. He's gargling his way to the world championship.
Oh man,
You'll be hearing more of that voice as we go along, or in future podcasts. Sorry.
oh yeah, you definitely will, because it's a voice that we made up while we were on this trip. And basically, the whole way home, actually, on the way to the SAP center, we were doing that voice. About
Yes.
halfway,
We started doing this voice and we couldn't stop.
It was just the greatest voice, and I couldn't believe that it just came out of my mouth like that.
It went inside of my nose and came out of my mouth. My voice is a little nasally, but it's okay because that's what my voice does.
It came out of my nose, and then, it went into my nose, and it came out of my nose too.
Oh, but what went into your mouth? Was it that big weenie you had from Was it that big weenie you had from Sonic? The one that Bob brought you? That's right, Bob brought him a weenie. A chili weenie with cheese on it. Or as the Mexicans call it, queso.
Oh my god.
I think we can cut it off there. Roll credits.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, show. That's it, everybody. Thanks for listening to another show of the Good Times Podcast.
Good.
Thank you for listening to the Good Times Podcast.
But we will take a quick commercial break right here. We're gonna have you listen to another fine sponsor of the show, and then we'll see you on the other side. All right.
All right. Hey guys, The Executioner here with an exciting new product that will literally suck your world dry. Have you ever awoken out of your slumber thirsty? No, not diabetes. Maybe you've slurped that thing just a little too much. Is cleanup becoming a hassle in your asshole? Well now, the future is here. Introducing the Suck It.
Well, it's a mess. What a mess. What you gonna do? You're gonna take out your suck it and you'll suck it. Suck it. Yeah. Take out your suck it and you'll suck it.
Suck it.
Yeah.
Suck it.
Yeah.
Suck it.
Yeah. Take out my suck it and we'll.
Suck it.
Yeah.
Suck it.
Yeah. Take out my suck it and we'll suck it.
Order your Suck It today for only 3 installments of $19.99. Reach us at our toll-free number, 188-SUCK-IT. Call now and receive your very own Suck It straw. What are you waiting for? Suck it today!
If you'd like to advertise a product or idea of yours here on the show, shoot us an email to goodtimespodcastgtp@gmail.com. We'd love to work with you and grow both of our brands. And welcome back, everybody, to the Good Times Podcast, which is the best podcast.
Damn right.
So, Mr. Executioner, I have a question for you.
Okay, bring it on.
Okay, I was thinking about this earlier when I was driving to work and some kids were having recess.
Okay.
Tag, you're it. What is it? And they always say, Tag, you're it. Or, who's it right now? And they, give the name. What is it? Why are we running from it? And why is he trying to tag us?
Well, the only thing that I can think of is because of the clown It, or everyone was just scared of people who were a he-she. That's all I can really think of, because this game has gone back such a long time, and I know it sounds funny, but I'm almost serious with that, because of the simple fact that the game has gone back so far,
Yeah.
to where that's how it was.
Yeah, but I mean, like, there's got to be like at least a Wikipedia thing, or maybe like a something that says like, what is it?
What is it
In the game of tag, you're it, because hide and seek is kind of okay. I always looked at it this way: tag is tag, but then it digivolves into hide and seek, because not only are you having to tag the person to become it,
True.
you have to hide from it. So like, I always saw those games as hand in hand. Like tag is like the normal person level, but then hide and seek is like the advanced level, because it is harder.
Right.
And then and then when it's tag, you're it. Like, you always go after like the fat kid that can't run. And he's it for like ever, and then somebody's finally like, all right, here,
fine.
tag me, Billy.
And then they end up going back to him after a while. Fuck it.
Yeah, then
You're it again.
and then like they tag him right away, and no, I don't want to be it anymore. I'm done. I'm not playing anymore.
So I'm looking it up, and honestly, I don't really see anything in terms of what
Tag team.
Well, yeah, okay, so I was about to go into that. Yeah, but I really don't see anything in terms of. So it just says tag, also called it, Tiggy or Tick, is a playground game that involves 2 or more players chasing other players in an attempt to tag or touch them, usually with their hands. What else are you gonna touch them with?
You gonna touch him with your Tiggy? Or tag him in their Tiggy?
Oh no! 2-hand tag, below the belt, naked.
2-hand Tiggy.
Hey, you want to play 2-hand Tiggy? There are many variations. Most forms have no teams, scores, or equipment. So perfect for 2019, since everyone gets all crying about that shit.
Yeah, but
usually,
then they'll be mad because there's no participation award at the end.
usually when a person is tagged, the tagger says, "You're it." The last one tagged during tag is it for the next round. So no one ever seen it as the next round or anything like that.
The first one to tag their Tiggy and get a Twiggy is the winner.
So there's a lot of variants here. First and foremost, there's a game called the British Bulldogs.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so
Davy Boy Smith in there?
sometimes also called Bull Rush, Cat and Mouse, Red Rover, Cats and Mice, Sharks and Minnows, Spiders and Flies, or
Jeez.
Octopus.
Okay, hang on real quick. Red Rover is a totally different game than tag.
That's true. That's true. Isn't
Because
that the one that you
you're
broke
not running
your leg
around.
in?
You're holding hands, and then you say Red Rover, send Billy right over, and then he tries to run through and break your handhold.
Yeah, yeah.
That's different. That's bullshit.
You know what's funny is that we
Brits.
we were in 6th grade and we were playing that game, and I remember you tried to slide under the thing, and you ended up rolling your ankle and breaking it.
Dude, I died. And Miss Carball didn't believe me
Oh, what a bitch!
because the grass was wet. So while I was sliding, like my ankle's like. Okay, if it was dry, my ankle would be fine. But then because it's wet, it's all. And then,
Oh man!
and then here goes my ankle. It's all dead. And
Oh my god. So apparently this is mainly played in the UK, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, and other Commonwealth countries. It is banned from many schools. 1 or 2 players start as the Bulldogs, who stand in the middle of the play area while the other players stand at the end of the area. The aim is to run from one end of the area to the other without being caught by the Bulldogs. When a player is caught, they become the Bulldog themselves. The winner is the last player, in quotations, free. So I thought that was pretty cool. I'm not going to read all of them, but
yeah.
I thought that's pretty cool. Also, other variants: chain tag, duck duck goose, freeze tag.
Oh, freeze tag was cool.
Freeze tag was always super fun.
That was like the harder level.
It was.
than just hide and seek.
For sure. And then there's one called Kiss Chase. I don't know. Also referred as Catch and Kiss. It's a tag variant in which tagging is performed by kissing.
Oh shit!
Jeez.
You gotta kiss them on their tiggy.
I'll take a tiggy kiss. Anyways,
on your twiggy.
when I was playing Twiggy tag back in the day, nobody ever wanted to touch my Tiggy. It was sad.
They said that my Tiggy was stinky. They can't imagine kissing it.
So the next one they have is Last Tag, and then they have Octopus Tag. So
Big old octopus chases you. Yeah.
It's tagging everyone at the same time. Ugh, you're all done.
Yeah, no, see, that's the thing though with tag is there's a lot of different variations, obviously, but I don't see why it's banned. Like the Red Rover.
I mean, I think it was just the Bulldog game that was banned.
Oh, okay. I thought like Red Rover was banned. I was like, okay, now that's some bullshit.
Yeah, no.
But you know what though? I remember our principal, Miss Almadillo, made us not play tag for a while because they're like, you're gonna trip on the tree roots and you're gonna fall,
my God.
and then you're gonna hurt yourself, and then
That happens all the time, regardless of what you're doing. People are walking down the street, falling on their own feet.
Yeah, but we're fucking kids.
Yeah.
That's what kids do. They
Yeah.
fall and hurt themselves.
Yeah, get your ass up. No, I'm just kidding.
For real.
So, but the best form of tag seems to be team tag, or as we like to call it, tag team. So you got cops and robbers, which was always a fun one.
Hell yeah.
Zombie tag, which was cool too. There's one here called the Manhunt.
That's with guns, right?
I don't know. Manhunt is a mixture of hide and seek and tag, often played during the night. One person is it, while the other players have to hide.
But see, what is it?
I still don't know what it is, man. I don't know. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
You got Prisoner's Base. Let's see. It doesn't have a different name, but it
Cops
kind
and or not cops and robbers. Cowboys and Indians in there?
no.
Oh,
I mean,
maybe that's just an offshoot of cops and robbers.
yeah, probably, but I don't. They're not gonna say Cowboys and Indians anymore unless they're gonna get this whole page is gonna get taken down if it says that. They got, like I said, Prisoner's Base. There's one called "What's the Time, Mr. Wolf?"
Okay.
Okay, I don't know what the hell that is, and I don't know how to say this last one. Ringo Lavelio.
Huh?
Ringo Levio.
Okay. Sounds like
know
you're saying a magic word or something.
Yeah. And there's also variants requiring equipment. Blind man's bluff, excuse me. Computer tag. Flashlight tag. That was always fun. Light tag was always fun.
That's not fair though. You can't outrun the speed of light.
Well, apparently space can. Anyways, the next one is fox and geese. Just a traditional type of line tag, sometimes played in the snow, is fox and geese.
I was gonna say, did the fox eat the duck, and there's no more duck goose?
Oh, the next one is kick the can, which is I guess that's technically an or a tag
Is
variation.
that you're playing tag with the fucking can, or do you gotta kick the can to the person and hit them, or?
No, well, actually, this one, the other players run off and hide, and then it tries to find the other tag, or the other, what the hell? Tag players are sent to jail. I guess you're just trying to kick them with a can, yeah. Huh.
Just throwing cans at people.
Yeah, no, you gotta
Empty
kick
cans
the-
or full cans? Throw a fucking can of ravioli at them.
How do you think Messi became so good? Because he was a kick the can champion when he was little.
That's right.
And then probably the best one of all that I always loved was laser tag.
Yeah,
The
laser tag.
is the best.
No, you know what the next one is? That's my favorite right there. That
Marco
one.
Polo.
Yeah.
An aquatic American variant of Blind Man's Bluff. Okay, so Blind Man's Bluff is just Marco Polo,
Okay.
which
Oh, but see, they said it's an American one.
right.
And see,
so
that's better than the stupid British Bulldogs one. America wins again.
I hate America. Anyways, the next one's the next one is the next one's Muckle.
Good old Moose Muckle.
That's exactly what I was thinking. So sometimes called Muckle the Man with the Ball, or my favorite one, personal favorite one, Kill the Guy with the Ball.
Oh my god.
Also has Kill the Carrier among other names. What is happening? Oh,
No, you know what the other name of that might be? Is Smear the Queer.
Smear the Queer. You know,
Yeah.
I was thinking that too. Don't say that too loud. We're gonna get taken off.
Too bad.
The next one is Paintball. I didn't think
That's
about
tag?
that as being like.
I
a
thought that was
tag.
just like Team Deathmatch.
Well, no, because you're shooting somebody and you're tagging them technically. You know, I never really thought
I
of that
guess.
as like a variant
Yeah.
of tag.
I never thought of paintball that way, but
True. And then sock tag and spud.
what's Spud? Throwing potatoes at him?
Spud Spud is a tag variant in the best played in the large open areas. Players begin each round in central location. It then throws a ball high into the air. The other players run but must stop as soon as it catches the ball and shouts Spud. It may then take 3 large steps toward the player of his choosing before throwing the ball at the player. If the ball hits the target, then the player becomes it and the game starts over. Huh.
Okay.
That sounds pretty cool. I feel like I've played like a version of that, but nothing like that.
Yeah.
before.
Yeah, I could see us playing that, and it'd probably get overboard where somebody would throw it too hard at somebody, hit him in the head, and then we
Yeah.
get mad, and then we stop playing.
And there seems to be tag team sports or team tag sports, of course, in South Asia, and also internationally in Kabaddi, where the Raiders cross a dividing line to try to tag defenders. This is an actual game sport. Like,
Oh, so it's like, yeah, pro.
yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of tag variants there.
Yeah.
Still don't know what the hell it is. The only thing I can think of is the clown or the
Yeah. But, I mean, the game, it comes before, it predates that a lot, so, I mean.
True.
Oh, well.
for sure.
But well, let's move on here. Ladies and gentlemen, we like to have a good time here, but sometimes we need to have a little bit of seriousness.
Serious talk.
And this next segment is issues that plague society. Mm-hmm. Now, it's going to be serious in a way, but I mean, we're going to keep it fun still, because we want you at home to also think of these problems that plague society. And also kind of think of maybe ways that you can help out to get rid of them.
Yeah.
So the first one I have is obviously the easiest one is social media. Let's talk about how it impacts people's lives today. Because obviously if you take somebody from that lived in the 70s to somebody that's our age.
Right.
It's totally night and day.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
best technology they had was radio, TV, and a car.
Yeah,
No.
true.
But now we have all that, but in a phone. Actually, we have all of that in our car.
In our car. Yeah.
you know? Our phone hooks up to the car, and we can watch TV on our phone. you know. So it's totally different. So like, what would you say is the problem with the way that the technology has gone to social media and it's made it so like part of everybody's lives, where they're constantly checking like what other people are doing instead of focusing on what they're doing?
I mean, it really, when it comes down to it, it's just more so about how it's marketed in terms of like the propaganda, the way that it's marketed, and also how we use it. You know, I'm not just gonna blame it all on, you know, propaganda, but you know, when you really kind of look at it, for me personally, like yesterday when I woke up, I couldn't find my phone, and I had this feeling of like I'm not connected to the world. And I really hated that feeling. It just made me feel like a piece of shit. No,
You have like that mini heart attack where you're like, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god.
no, I didn't have like, it wasn't like, oh god. It was just more so like,
Oh Satan, oh Satan, oh Satan.
no, it was more so the fact that I just felt like there might be somebody trying to, you know, get a hold of me, or, you know, something of that nature.
Yeah,
Because there's always people that are going to be relying on you to either be at the phone. Because I mean, for me personally, I tell everybody that I meet, like, hey, you can always, you know, give me a call, shoot me a text, and talk to me at any time of night or any time of the day. You know, that's, and I take that seriously. So that might be part of the reason why I felt that way. But yeah, like, you know, when it comes down to it, I feel like people are just way too dependent on it.
Yep.
And also at the same time, it's a great tool. It's a great tool to depend on.
Sure it is.
And, you know, there's a lot of hypocrisy when it comes to it. I've had people that say, well, oh, you got that off the internet? Well, you're stupid. And then later on about something else, they'll say like, oh yeah, I learned that off YouTube, or yeah, I got this off of Google, or
Yeah.
something like that. Okay,
Good old hypocrites.
yeah, good old hypocrites. Like, don't be that way.
Yeah.
Don't make the internet seem like it's the worst thing possible, but you're literally relying on it 24/7 of your
Yeah.
life.
Yeah. Actually, one of the good things about social media is businesses. You know,
Yeah.
just think of how many businesses now have so much more notoriety than they did before social media, and how many new businesses have popped up just based off of, you know, like YouTube, for example.
Right.
You know, there's always videos of guys, you know, saying, you know, yeah, you know, this is my full-time job, and you know, they get paid per video for views.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, giving them their own business. So I mean,
Right.
in a way, that's really good, and that's you know, an upside to social media. But here's the best part of social media: memes.
Oh, I was just about to bring this up too.
Dude, memes are like the best thing ever.
So I was gonna say this is part of what's plaguing society.
Oh no.
Well, okay, so here's the thing. When we all started off with MySpace, you know, stuff like Mockle Space, you got to post up your status, and you know, you got to put anything you want, a long paragraph, whatever it is. And then as it started to evolve, you got into Twitter, where they started limiting your characters. But not only did it start limiting your characters, it started limiting your attention span. And it started limiting your attention span on other platforms.
Yep.
And then it moved into memes. Because literally, if you go onto Facebook, memes. Instagram, memes. And then if you go onto Twitter, memes. It's so fucking annoying to me. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I think memes are pretty funny.
Yeah.
But I'm like, for me personally, I'm trying to see how people are doing, and of course, I can always message them, and I do message people, you know, but obviously I can't message 100,000 people at the same time.
Yeah.
And I don't know that many people, but yeah, I mean, everybody's attention span has gotten shorter
Yeah.
and shorter and shorter, and it's because of social media. It's
Yeah.
literally
Well,
because of social media.
A lot of that has to do with Vine. You know, Vine was only 6 seconds.
Yeah, that's true.
So it went from, you know, MySpace to Facebook, or as my dad likes to say, Spacebook. It went from Spacebook to, you know, Twitter, which really limited what you had. You know,
Right.
it was 140 characters.
Yep.
They changed it now.
Yeah, it's a little bit longer now.
But then it went to Vine, 6 seconds worth of content. And it got everybody like, man, if you can't make me laugh within 6 seconds, then it ain't worth it.
That's true. That's true. A lot
So
of people.
then it went, when Vine went away, it really went into memes. So it was like, oh, however long it takes you to look at this picture and read it, you know, there it is, right
Yeah,
there.
it's so true. So true. And I feel like that totally plagues society in itself, because we're just allowing like we're allowing the propaganda. Because here's the thing, I don't feel like these are people that are, oh well, one day it's just memes, and you know they're ringing memes in. You have to understand is people that are there's actual propaganda pushing out memes, more and more memes, more and more vines, more and more things that are shorter across. This is not just people evolving on the internet. Like I feel like people have that misconception of we're just evolving into different people and stuff like that. This is not mankind doing this. This is not us as Americans evolving. We're being pushed into a lot of this and nobody sees it. Nobody sees it happening.
Because whatever's telling them that could be a video that's 15 minutes long, and they're like, fuck that, we ain't watching it. So here's the other thing with social media is you see a lot of news, you know, like ABC 30's on there all the time, or you see CNN or something like that. God. Okay, but the thing which is going to transition into my second category of this, political news.
Oh man.
You know, you see like how the channels have become so one-sided. And, you know, whoever watches it for so long, you know, say, for example, Fox News. Yeah. If they watch Fox News for so long, they become, you know, a sheep, basically, for Fox News. Right. But then if they watch CNN for so long, they become a sheep of Fox or CNN. Yeah. So it's one of those things where you can't really rely on the news. And it's, which is sad because, you know, like that was the only way that people got their information back then. Right. Now with the internet, you can get information from a news site that you've never even heard of.
Yeah. There's plenty of bipartisan sites that are out there. But even then, you still go to bipartisan sites and you're still going to find a lot of one-sided things, you know, and even local news I've noticed, you know, becoming more and more, you know, one-sided. Like the Fresno Bee over the past 20 years has gotten so bad going just to one side. I'm not going to mention the side because then I'm going to get... probably going to get a hate speech crime strike against me here on YouTube, but like Fresno Bee has gotten terrible. And then at the same time, you know, you're talking about the news channels, you know, CNN, Fox. It's so bad that they divide people so much in our day and age, and then at the end of the day, they're all still promoting the same stuff. They're all still saying the same stuff in their commercials. Yep. They're all putting out the same things, except that they just have to say it in a different way so that you can just be like, yeah, fuck that guy or fuck this guy, blah, blah, blah. There's a song by B.O.B. In the middle of the song, he says, who could compare each other's emotional baggage and see who can call each other bitch fastest.
Jeez.
You know what I mean? Because that's what people do. People take their views and then they push it on someone else. And if you don't like it, then it's like, well, you're a bitch and fuck you. Yeah. You know, and during like the Hillary Trump thing, oh my God, that had to have been one of the worst experiences of my life. Yeah. Because of the simple fact that people become so brainwashed in their beliefs. They become so brainwashed in their beliefs that if you don't like that belief, then you're a piece of shit, or you're this, or you're that.
Piece of caca.
And it becomes so bad that people can't have conversations like they did before. You know, I was actually thinking about this a couple months ago, where I see a lot of people talk about on Twitter, how come we can't have those same conversations about aliens and all this stuff, you know, in the kitchen or, you know, outside in the dark? Mm-hmm. Because the reason for that is because nobody wants to have that conversation, because there's going to be some type of, oh, well, you think this, so you're stupid, or
it's going to spiral out of control.
Yeah, and those friends that you had before that you could do that with, if they have a slight differing of opinion, either you or them or both of you are going to end up going down into the spiral. Yep. And you end up getting pissed off at each other and this and that. People understand that you can't be triggered by just because somebody has a differing opinion than you, then all of a sudden that means they're jackass or this and that. Yep. I mean, I've been, you know, I've done that before, but as I've gone along, I've been able to unwind my mind out of that. So I don't think that you're just this because you think that, or you're just that because you think this. That's a shitty way to live.
Yeah. Basically, the bottom line is, if you have disagreements with people, you can still be their friend.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Me and Jack disagree on a lot of things, but we also agree on a lot of things.
Yeah, he likes the 49ers and I like the Raiders.
And he likes the iPhone.
Yeah, and he's got an Android.
Yeah.
He's got glasses and I don't.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
I know. That's it. Show's over. So the other thing is, because of the way the news is, people use that as basically their education now.
Oh, God.
So the next one is education. Real education, meaning not who was, the 16th president. Real
Right.
quick, who's the 16th president?
I don't fucking know, and I don't care.
Oh, come on. He's the guy on the penny.
I don't care.
He's the guy on the $5 bill.
If for those of you who don't know, I don't give two shits about American history because fuck them. That's why.
But I'm talking about skills.
Skeet. I think you
yeah.
said skeet.
No, skills. Back when I was in middle school and in high school, there was a real emphasis on shame on you for being a manual laborer. And I feel like it carried from the generation before us into ours, and now it's barely kind of sifting out.
Right.
Because having a skill back then wasn't a thing. They wanted you go to high school, you graduate, you go to college, you get your degree, you go in an office, you go on your computer,
The
you
American
make some
dream.
phone calls, and then you buy a house, you have some kids that you don't like, and then you end up dying. And that's basically it.
Yeah, you're not lying. From slavery to paid slavery, you actually made it.
Yeah, and see, that's the thing that I thought was so bad. It's what's wrong with somebody being a welder? They go to Fresno City, they get their certificate to be a certified welder, and instantly they're making bank, dude, because
Yeah.
welders make a shit ton of money. Because there's always something that needs to be welded. Whether
Right.
it's, something on a car, whether it's a bridge, whether it's a building, there's always something to weld. It could be something as simple as a fence.
Yeah, that's true.
But they're going to pay top dollar for you to weld that fence. Okay.
Especially
But-
if you do a great job.
Yeah. But meanwhile, say, Robbie over here is the welder and he's making money already because he's out of school and he's got his skill.
Right.
He's making money already. Meanwhile, Jerry over here is still in school and he's getting more in debt every day because of his student loans. He ain't going to graduate for another 8 years maybe.
Yep.
And then by the time he gets out of there, he's still got to find a job for that
Jeez,
piece
man.
of paper that he earned.
That's true.
So what I'm saying is there's nothing wrong with having a skill.
Nope.
And there's nothing wrong with you being a manual laborer because a lot of times manual laborers make more than the guy sitting in the office whose building he's working on.
Yeah, that's for sure.
And if you have a skill and anybody's ever shamed you, don't be ashamed of that
Don't be
skill.
ashamed of it.
They're just jealous of you, dude. Because guess what? When their fucking building it needs worked on, and you're a roofer, guess
They're
what? They're gonna
calling
call
you.
you up so fast.
And for me, I think the biggest thing when it comes down to it is, I've always believed that if you feel like you don't have a purpose on this earth, the purpose for me, I feel like everybody has the purpose of, is serving others. And, it's not literally just the fact of, you have to do this and you have to do that and you have to do absolutely everything for everybody. It's just more so take care of the people around you. And, if you are going to school and you are, doing what you have to do in order to, get a better career or find yourself maybe in a better position than you were before, that's fine. But, don't look down on people like it's oh, well, they just do this and they just do that.
Yeah.
Continually serve people, because at the same time, that welder's going to be doing the same thing. They're going to continually serve people. And so for me, it's more so, I don't know. It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to really explain. But I mean, even in older times, if you can even look in the Bible, it talks about how everybody would come into this one village or town or whatever it is, and at the end of the week, on the 7th day or the 6th day, everybody would come into the middle of the town and they would all start trading their whatever it is that their skills are for whatever it is that people have. So
Yep.
if one person grows onions and you just happen to weld, then you trade something that you've welded for those onions. Or
Yeah.
if you have gold, then you give people gold for this and that. It's less of a community than it is today, because you can do everything online.
Yep.
You don't even have to show up. You don't have to see anybody's face, and you can get things. You can.
You don't even have to go to the drive-thru anymore to get McDonald's. You can have it delivered to you.
Yes, that's crazy. That's crazy stuff. And I mean, that in itself really does hurt society. Now, don't get me wrong. I've done it myself. I mean, you know, when you don't have a car, sometimes it's tough to really get to certain places. But at the same time, you know, I don't know.
Yeah. No, I get you. And it's not that we're saying that all people that have an office job are, you know, shaming the manual laborers or whatever just because they're in a air conditioned office.
Yeah,
Okay.
I do.
You know, that's nice and all that you're there, but I mean, like you were saying, that with the society though, you know, the society wouldn't work if everybody worked in an office.
Right.
You know, there's got to be a bus driver, there's got to be a firefighter, there's got to be, you know, something.
Right.
So, you know, it's one of those things where, like I was saying, that it really did happen in my generation. I heard it a lot. I had teachers tell me, well, you don't want to be a manual laborer, do you? Meanwhile, my dad is a manual laborer. You know, he's cutting grass at the park, and I'm like, I don't see anything wrong with that. Fuck
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
You know, just because he comes home smelling like grass and you come home smelling like fucking
Ass.
ass from sitting in a fucking office all day.
Oh, man.
You know, it's just, I don't know. That's what always stuck with me, because, you know, basically everybody in my family, you know, was a manual laborer, and I never saw anything wrong with it.
Yeah,
And
there really isn't anything
No.
wrong with it, because especially at the same time, you know, you're gaining that skill that at some point you could possibly, you know, further that skill and get into something bigger than you are in before. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, especially because, guess what? If that welder that I was talking about earlier, you know, welds for maybe 15, 20 years, he could start his own business. Or
Right.
the business that he's in, he can be promoted to where he is in the office now.
Right.
And he's supervising other welders.
That's
and
true.
guess what? He's making a jillion more dollars than the office guy who's still paying off student loans.
Yeah, and then, you know, less than, you know, like 5% of people, you know, it was all about the American dream. Go to school, go to college, and get a great job. And,
Yeah.
you know,
Well, they drilled that shit in your head all the time.
They really did. And, you know, a lot of people got angry with me when I'm like, listen, that's not the American dream anymore, because the market is so oversaturated with people that are doing that it doesn't matter if you have a bachelor's degree or a master's degree, because there's going to be like 1,000 other people that have the same exact degree.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying don't go get that degree. If you feel like you need that degree for something certain, then do it. All power to you. I'm more so just saying to the fact that some people want to force you to do that.
Yeah.
And, you know, and that's one of the things I really don't like about the school system in general. I saw a picture where it was like an elephant, a zebra, a giraffe, a tiger, and a monkey.
Giraffe.
and a monkey, and there's a tree right in front of them all, right? And it says, this is the school system today, and it's a person, like a teacher, and it says, okay, first one to climb up to the top gets an A. You know, so it's like, some of those people don't learn that way.
No.
You know, some people don't learn because they stare at books all day, or
Yeah.
some people don't learn, you know, by seeing things. A lot of people are all about action. A lot of people are a lot about, you know, actually, you know, studying and doing things. And don't get me wrong, you can study and still get certain things, but at the same exact time, it doesn't have the same effect.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's
What were the animals again? A giraffe, a
was like-
monkey.
yeah, giraffe, monkey, zebra, elephant, and I think it was like a tiger or something.
Oh, okay. Out of those animals, who wins?
Oh,
Who would you put your money on? I'm going Mr. Giraffe.
I was thinking the
Guess
giraffe
what?
too.
He ain't
just
got to work
walks
to that
up.
thing. He just got to take 2 steps forward, and he's fucking biting the leaf on the top.
Yeah, I was thinking G-Right. Either that or the tiger ends up killing him or something. Just-
The tiger tells the monkey, "Go up there, give me that A. I'm gonna eat your ass."
oh man, that's great.
Okay, so real quick before we go to the next one, I wanted to talk about the lies of textbooks,
Oh god,
because
the entire textbook.
yeah, because it's kind of funny. I remember reading I think maybe a world history book when I was in high school, and I read something in there, and I was like, "That's not true." And my teacher was so dead set, yes it is. Yeah, Miss Snedden. That was her name. Miss Snedden. Miss Snedden was so like, yes, it did. Why else would it be in the textbook? And I'm like, okay, who discovered America? And she's all, Christopher Columbus. No. And I was like, why? And she's like, oh, because it's in the book, and that's what it says. No. And I'm like, do you know how many people with degrees like you even agree that Christopher Columbus didn't discover America? And then she got all mad and all that shit. So, like, what I'm saying is that, like, you can't trust everything that you read in the textbook because textbooks change. You know, when new evidence shows up, I mean, that shit changes. You know, I was thinking of, what's it called? The Oak Island treasure. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't.
Up in Canada, and I think it's Nova Scotia, there's this thing called the Money Pit. And they think that what's down there is, like, proof that people from, like, the Knights Templar, like, from way back when, were in Canada before even, what's his name? Christopher Columbus were there.
Oh.
So by finding that, that would totally change what's in the textbooks.
Right.
Because there's even evidence of, like, Vikings and shit, living in the United States somewhere. Dang. So, it's like what happens when, they prove, something wrong, like, who really killed JFK, like, what happens when that goes on? What's going to happen?
But that's the thing. America isn't interested in what actually happened. America isn't interested in changing their opinion. America is only interested in America because Christopher Columbus founded America. Not somebody from Nova Scotia. I know it's Nova Scotia. Not somebody from Nova Scotia. Not some Vikings. Not some Indians already on the land. Yeah, they don't care about those people. Those people have been outed for quite some time. They always say, like, living off the land is useless past, or they like to say, they like to talk about the Indians, like, here's Thanksgiving in a few casinos. Sorry, we took all your land.
Sorry, we killed you.
Yeah, and that's my thing. That's my thing that I really dislike about how the school system is today, and how you're talking about the textbooks and stuff like that, because they're not interested in figuring out different things. They're not interested in changing their textbooks. That's the reason why textbooks are the same exact textbook from 1930 something, from the 1950s. They're always the same. Yeah. The one thing that doesn't change, that always remains constant, is science. And I don't understand how, because science is always built on, hypothesis and, experimentation and all this other stuff. Science changes so much, but mainstream science doesn't ever change at all. And they force it down your kid's throat. They come up, they're in kindergarten learning about the theory of relativity, which is now just known as relativity because it's not a theory anymore. Or gravity, gravity is not a theory anymore, even though it still hasn't been proven. It's stuff like that. It's stuff like that doesn't make any sense to why we're still pushing that out as fact. This is a fact. This is a fact. But if you say something about it, then you're just you're just an idiot, or you're just a tinfoil hat wearer, or you're a conspiracy theorist. It's so stupid. And a lot of the 70s, when they talk about how they talk about the hippies being these people that just smoke weed, and they were all conspiracy theorists, like, hey man, did you hear about the aliens and stuff like that? And they throw up the peace sign and all this other garbage. That was just more propaganda to just push people that if you were to think a different way, then you're an idiot. You can't think a different way from society, because if you do, you're outcasted. And it's the same thing with just America in general. They're not interested in making sure that we're being taught facts. They're just making sure that you are taught how, America won this or America won that. And it's not even America that just does it. Russia does it plenty of times, I'm sure. China, Japan, especially like somewhere like China, where it's nothing but communism. We live on a different form of communism, but they're on a strict plane of communism where it's literally, you can only listen to, there's only one rapper in China, and his name is MC Hot Dog. Yes,
What?
I'm dead serious. You can look it up. It's absolutely ridiculous. And he's not even a rapper. It's just like insane auto-tune put on this guy's voice that they just chose to be.
That's a lot of rappers now, though. It's a lot of
Yeah.
insane auto-tune.
It's become that too. But I mean, like I said, at the end of the day, people are not interested in in evolving
Yeah.
their opinions in getting a different they're not interested in paradigm shifts. They're only interested in what is it that America did and why is it that they're so great and this and that. Don't get me wrong, I'm not sitting here trying to say that America's this, America's that, but it just open your eyes and look at it. It's not hard to see.
Yeah, and with the internet too and social media, it's really gotten out there a lot more. Like you're able to research stuff that you weren't able to like 10 years ago.
Yeah, but you know what? That's slowly starting to go away. It's literally to the point where YouTube is trying to remove all conspiracy videos. It's they literally have something that says that we will do our best to remove flat earth videos. Flat earth videos. Why would you have to remove videos about flat earth if it's not true? If there's absolutely no truth to flat earth, if there's absolutely no truth to 9/11 being an inside job or these other things that people talk about, why do you have to remove them? That's a hate speech. That's a hate crime now to open up your mouth and say something that's differing from the grain. Fuck off. I'm tired of that shit. I hope everybody listens to that.
Well, like I was saying earlier, it's one of those things where just because it's a different sentence coming out of my mouth compared to yours, they get mad at you.
It also just depends on who you are too. If I was making $1 million a year, they'd be like, "Oh well, maybe he's right."
This guy's onto something.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah. No, but just because we're a regular person, they're like, "Oh yeah, shit, this guy."
I get it all the time. Trust me, I get it all the
I
time
know.
from my family, from friends, cousins, all of them. I've been told a million things, but you know what? It is what it is. You'll find out soon.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. All conspiracy theorists are crazy until they're proven right. And then after that, they're a genius. The last one is probably like the most controversial topic right now, and that is vaccination.
Ooh.
And I'm not just talking about whether you should or you shouldn't.
I am. No.
I really want to talk about like the effectiveness of these, because diseases are becoming resistant to these vaccinations. Polio was thought to be gone and under control, but what happened? 9 countries last year ended up reporting polio outbreaks.
Jeez.
So what happens when these diseases, go full on Super Saiyan on everybody, and it ends up beating the vaccines?
Yeah.
Which brings up, in the first place, should you be getting these vaccines in the first place?
No.
Okay, why?
So it literally comes down to what you're talking about. These diseases that are so-called just come, like, a lot of the times these diseases are being blamed on, these diseases are coming in from different countries, and these plants are giving off these different diseases that these bugs carry, and these mosquitoes are carrying the West Nile all the way over to the West Nile, and taking people out left and right, and you need to get vaccinated for this. Dude, people get vaccinated for the flu every single year and get the flu every single year. And
Yeah.
that makes no sense to me at all.
Yeah, they're always like, and this strain is stronger than last year's. So this new flu shot. But then last year, I remember when they were giving that flu shot out, they were like, this was the wrong vaccine that we gave out. It's
Oh, that's right. Oh my god.
and people ended up dying from that shit, dude.
Because and then people will talk about, because it's like, the diseases are naturally changing and they're natural viruses and this and that. But you know what? At the end of the day, I highly doubt that these diseases and viruses are so complex that they're just it just doesn't make any sense. And and I know some of these other, well, if it doesn't make any sense to you, doesn't mean it's not true. If you really want to know the truth as to how I feel, they put out these diseases. They make them stronger. They become they're bioengineered to become something different, so that people will continually become having to get vaccinated every single year. I haven't taken the flu shot or taken a vaccine in, I don't know, it's been over a decade now, and I'm 26.
I've never had a flu shot.
You've never, and there you go. Lucky you.
Yeah, and I only get sick, once every like 2 years.
It's crazy, right? And I've been sick, like I've caught the cold here and there, but the actual flu itself, like I haven't had the flu in probably since I was like, maybe like I was 17 or 18, and and it's not even because you just really take good care of yourself. Trust me, I don't. And but at the end of the day, and they continually push vaccines on people, especially the flu shot. Before, they had, all this flu shot stuff, but now that people are actually waking up to the flu shot, actually noticing that when their kids get a flu shot, they're sick for like a week, and you might have to take them to the hospital because their fever is like 103, and it's absolutely ridiculous.
I was going to say a higher number than that, but
121,
yeah.
166.6.
Yeah. Yeah.
But and at the end of the day, when you're really looking at it, I really don't trust anything that's vaccine related at all. And a lot of people can say, well, you're living scared and but it's not about living scared. It's knowing what's best for yourself and trusting your own senses.
Yeah.
Today in our society, we're programmed to listen to what other people have to say, and to what other people say about us instead of what we feel about ourselves. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I smell shit from my bathroom and somebody comes in here and tells me, no, actually that's that's the smell of pepperoni. No, it's not. It smells like shit.
Pepperoni.
That's dumb. That's dumb as fuck. How are you gonna come in here and tell me that? But obviously it smells like shit in that bathroom. You know what I mean?
And the thing with who to listen to is I think that goes back to the whole conspiracy theorist thing.
And social media too.
Yeah, because if you're told by a teacher, they're going to be like, oh, listen to the teacher. He studied for X amount of years and he knows what he's talking about. Yep. But then if it comes from, a guy on the street with a book in his hand, and they'll be like, don't listen to that guy. He's a whack job,
he could be a guy that's holding an actual textbook that you learned in school, but then they'd be like, no, don't listen to that guy.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Come on, really? That's really just more about public perception and about how social media works.
Yeah. Going back to what you said about oh, you're living scared, and that's why you don't get the vaccinations. They're living scared too, because if they don't get the vaccinations, the kid's gonna die. And
right.
It's the same thing.
They're gonna get measles, and I don't want them to get measles, the weaselphilioma, and I don't want them to get the flu, or I don't want them to get sick, and I don't want them to get that. And it sucks because now, don't get me wrong, I know there's parents out there that don't have, that aren't thinking, oh, you're living in fear. It's more so they're living in terms of they want to take care of their kid as best as possible. Yeah. And I understand that. There are those people out there that are like, listen, I'm not too sure. This is just how it was for me when I was growing up, and I turned out okay. I want to make sure that this is the same thing for my son or daughter or anything like that. I couldn't think of the damn thing.
The kid.
My kids. Yeah, I couldn't think of K-id.
Yeah.
And that's what they want. They want that same thing for them, but it really comes down to those people that went through and grew up that way. They got lucky if they were able to make it that far, because some people don't even get to make it that far without getting some type of disease or anything like that.
Exactly.
Like autism, sadly.
Yeah. Well, what's that thing you got on the computer? Because I know you would want to talk about this.
So there's an actual thing here called the National Vaccine Injury Compensation Program, or better known as Vaccine Court. So Vaccine Court if you don't know what the vaccine court is, so here's how it all starts off. And for those of you who want to tell me that I'm this and that and I'm a conspiracy theorist, whatever, you can look this up yourself if you fucking want to. I don't give a fuck. I'm just spitting the truth here. So the vaccination, like where all these vaccines come from, all of these big companies and stuff like that, they're all owned by the government now. Like, all the government owns this, and this is why the government puts out these vaccines. So what ended up happening early on, as these vaccines started coming out, people started getting sick, people started getting, diseases and different types of deformations and stuff of that nature. So they started taking these big pharmaceutical companies to court, and these pharmaceutical companies are like, hey, if you guys are going to keep suing us, talking to the government, like, if you're going to keep allowing them to sue us, then, we're not going to keep giving you vaccines. We're not going to, allow that. So what the government ended up doing instead, and this is all across America, is coming up with the vaccine court. So now, this isn't the court that you're thinking of when he comes in, dun dun dun, dun 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 dun.
Bringing the dancing lobsters.
That's not the
Good old
same.
Judge Trudy.
So the vaccine court is more of like a settlement of where people just kind of sit around and they talk about how this and that. I'm pretty sure there's lawyers present and stuff like that. It's not in front of a jury or anything like that. But what ends up happening is, these pharmaceutical companies, or these people, they come up, saying that their kid got, some type of autism. Literally. And here's the funny thing about the page here. It starts off, telling you what vaccine court is. And in the third part, the third, sentence is, no evidence has been found to support a link between autism spectrum disorders and vaccines. And the scientific consensus is that routine childhood vaccines have no link to development of autism. Despite this, some parents of children with autism spectrum disorders have attributed the disorder's onset to vaccines, and more than 5,300 parents have filed petitions at the vaccine court. The vaccine court dismissed the suits and ruled that the MMR vaccine does not cause autism. And the reason why this is at the very, very, very top is because when people look up vaccines, they're going to see this right here. It's going to say, it says right here that here on Wikipedia that it doesn't give you any type of vaccine. So therefore you're wrong.
Yeah, they're going to read the top paragraph and not the bunch of paragraphs right after that.
Yes, exactly. And why else would this have to be at the top? If you're
why?
hiding something.
Why? Because of attention span, like we were talking earlier.
Exactly.
Because you're going to read the shortest thing, and that's going to trick your mind into saying, oh, the entire thing is going to be about this right here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to continue on with the vaccine court, these people end up suing the government / pharmaceutical companies, and what ends up happening is they end up having to pay out. Okay, so the government and the pharmaceutical companies end up having to pay out to some of these people who end up winning their cases. However, it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, we pay for that through taxes. That's ridiculous. So so it doesn't even matter, because you go and you get your money because your kid developed autism, and there's, no matter how much they want to say that studies say this, studies say that, there's absolutely no way of knowing whether for sure it doesn't actually cause it.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. There's actually been doctors, there's actually been scientists who real scientists, by the way, who have actually seen and linked autism and vaccines all together. It's all there, but you won't find it because these people are either ousted in their society. Like they'll find something like they'll find a cure for cancer, and then all of a sudden the next week it's like, oh, this person's caught with child pornography and da da da, or this person died because da 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 da, this and that, or this person's this and that. They were caught doing this and stuff like that.
Yep.
It's always like that. It's always been like that, and it's such a sad thing because people die all the time because of this shit, and we end up paying for it.
Yeah.
It's a never-ending cycle.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Nah, dude, there's never going to be a cure for cancer, which is sad because, you know, there's real people that, you know, you and I know that eventually, you know, hopefully they don't, but eventually might be, you know, affected with cancer in some way, and they could already have the cure,
Yeah.
but the money's not in the cure. The money's in the medicine,
Money's in the medicine.
and it's just sad.
It's ridiculous because, you know, the sad thing is, I hate to say it, but there is a cure for cancer. Now, I can't sit here and tell you what the cure for cancer is. I don't know. But there are doctors who have actually cured cancer in the past. You know what I mean? There's doctors, there's well-known doctors like that have cured cancer, but the whole thing is that they're not looking for curing cancer. They're looking for money.
Yeah,
Money.
yeah. Chris Rock actually had a really good point. He's like they're not looking to give you the cure. They're just wanting to patch you up.
Yep.
So eventually, like he mentioned like HIV and AIDS.
Oh, my
He's like
God.
he's like you know, you can he's like, you're not going to be able to get cured from AIDS, but you're going to be able to live with it. So it's
Yep.
going to be another thing where it's like hey man, you weren't at work the other day. What happened? You know, when the weather gets like this, my AIDS just flares right up. You know, and it's sad that it's eventually kind of going to get that way. But well, we're just going to have to live with it, I guess.
Well, I mean, it sucks to even think that way because, you know, and I know a lot of people. I know there's some people out there that are probably thinking, you know, that I'm trying to be disrespectful to people who have cancer. I'm not. Like, you know, it's not about. I just want you to know that I feel so bad every single day to see people going through cancer when there's actual, you know, cures for it. You know, there's actual cures for it that have been out there before, and it's so sad. I'm trying to figure out who this doctor was before the end of the show here, and I can't seem to find it. I forget what doctor it was.
But everybody out there, just know that, you know, we're not trying to preach on a soapbox to you. You know, we're not just telling you all this information for no reason. You know, we want you to educate yourself. You know, you're able to do your own research. Don't believe everything you see on social media. Don't believe everything you hear from your professor. It's okay to ask questions. It's okay to go against the norm. And it's okay to not fall into the regular routine.
Yeah, so true.
Just do you and be who you are.
And I just, at the end of the day, you know, like he said, I want each and every person out there to actually see for themselves and not just have to believe what's on Twitter. You know, I like to call certain people sheep because of Twitter America. All they see is the headline of stories and they just say, this is what it is. Click on the link, read the article. If there's something you don't understand, look at it. You know, and that's how you educate yourself. You know, the Twitter doesn't have all the answers. The scientism doesn't have all the answers. Your textbook doesn't have all the answers. Your teachers don't have all the answers.
Your teach book?
Your senses and in the stuff that you come to conclusion with is the answer. That's how it should always be.
That's right.
Critical thinking.
So, because we're gonna wind down here real soon. I read an article that said cannibalism is a problem that's plaguing some African countries, and I was gonna ask you the question: if you had to eat a human, would you?
If I had to eat a human, would I? Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe just for maybe you were stranded on an island or something like that. Mm-hmm. Would you and the person died? Would you, like, you know, chop off their leg and make a fillet out of it? Like, and you could cook it and whatever, you know. You're not just eating fucking human sushi.
I mean, it really just depends, because obviously you can. There's all. It really just depends on the actual scenario, because you can get protein from plants and a lot of different things, but if it's literally just you on a beach on an island that's nothing but you know, like salt water around you and sand, and
Yeah.
then the person next to you.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll have to.
Hey, nigga, this is gonna be hard as fuck to catch a fish.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
that's
or
true.
shit, even a crab, and even if you do catch that crab,
be salty.
There ain't much meat on that thing. You know, honestly. Oh, how about this though? What if you had the chance to eat a human, like, you know, like maybe they donate their body to that or something like that, and it's like, you know, like, oh, we want you to have this experience, like it's an experiment or something like that, where they want you to eat a human. Would you do it?
I don't know. I really don't know. I don't know. Maybe.
Honestly, I would try it.
Maybe
I would try it.
I mean, I honestly, I don't know how to feel about it, because all I've ever been told is, you know, oh, if you're a cannibal, then you're
Yeah.
a terrible person, or, you know,
Yeah,
stuff like
yeah.
that. So I really don't know how to feel about it, because I've never actually looked it up. And now that you say that, I kind of want to look it up and see, like, what it is that they're really kind of maybe not hiding about it, but more so why it was so why it's so frowned upon in society, you know.
Because it's the cure for cancer.
And by the way, just a little quick thing here. You want to look up Dr. Sebi, Dr. Sebi. He's the guy that I was talking, the doctor that I was talking about earlier. He's a Honduran doctor who actually ended up dying of pneumonia, so-called pneumonia.
Pneumonia.
But he was an herbalist, or like what they call a witch doctor and stuff like that. Now it's not an
the-
actual doctor.
I was like,
but-
that's another thing though. You hear witch doctor, they're like, oh, fuck that guy. He's doing his freaky voodoo. Some freaky voodoo, man.
But yeah, just like I said, you know, do your research on certain things and critically think. Critically think is something. Critical think is not something that they put in schools. You know, that's the reason why critical thinking questions. There's only one at the very bottom of your page of your homework, and it's the hardest one. It's
Yeah.
always the hardest one, because it's not 2 + 2. It's 2 + 2. But how did you get 2 of this first and foremost? And how did you get the other 2? And how did that become together and create 4? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the hardest part, and that's how people don't think anymore.
Yep, that's right. I hear you. I
So
hear
yeah,
you.
rant over.
Yeah, well,
Some people are
Oh.
gonna be so pissed off at me, but honestly, I don't give a fuck.
that's okay.
I don't fucking care.
Hey, to go back to that whole cannibalism thing, what if no, take that back. I did see a thing where this guy, he had to get his leg amputated,
Oh shit.
and he ended up freezing his leg. For some reason, they gave him his leg. I think he said it was for like religious purposes or something like that. And he ended up making leg tacos for his friends, and he was like, "Hey, like, you know, let's set up a day
Holy shit.
where all of us get together." He had a friend who was like a real chef.
Yeah.
You know, cut his leg,
Oh my god.
fry it up. You know, basically made carne asada out of his leg.
Shit.
And he was like, "All right, you know, let's do this." So all of them ate it, and you know, like one guy threw up, and then you know the other guy was just like, "Oh, you know, it's not bad. It kind of tastes like bear. You know, it's really gamey."
Oh shit.
And then you know, one of the other guys was like, "Yeah, I really liked it," which kind of made me laugh because I was like, "Oh fuck, this guy's a certified vampire now. He's gonna be fucking eating everybody."
They had to amputate his leg because they had a disease, so they all got the disease now.
Yeah.
Oh no!
They all have weasophilioma. No, but then the one of them was like, yeah, like, you know, it was, you know, just tasted like meat to me. He's like, I don't know why people would, you know, have this like stigma of saying that, you know, it's so bad. But one of them was like, well, I guess like if you were to eat it, you know, it'd be like I forgot what he said, but something along the lines of like you'd be like a person that like would be shunned from, you know, society, basically. Like
Yeah.
if you were to admit that, yeah, I ate a person, you know, so like they were even saying, yeah, we're not going to really admit this to a lot of people.
Yeah.
You know, especially saying, you know, yeah, it was his amputated leg. You know, like, oh, what was wrong with his leg? Why do you have it amputated? Did he have
Yeah.
a disease? Did he have an
Yeah.
accident or whatever? It's dirty. Da, da, da.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the same time, though, it was kind of like a controlled experiment, you know, because he didn't have a disease or something like that. It was just like to where something happened with his leg and it had to get chopped off. So
That's too bad.
sure, but
I have nothing to say on the matter.
yeah, but it's just kind of crazy though. Fucking eating your homie's leg. No, but honestly though, like the meat, it looked like regular cow meat, but I noticed that the chef kind of undercooked it.
Oh,
Which would be a total deal breaker for me. Like, sorry, man, I'm not eating Jose's leg.
I need it to be black.
That thing needs to be brown as fuck, and there needs to be like a lot of taco seasoning on that shit. I'm sorry.
Honestly, for in the sake of trying it, I probably would try it, maybe like a piece or something like that. But I don't know if I would like.
I don't know if I'd have the
looking
full
it up.
taco. I might take a bite of the taco.
Oh my god!
There'd be a lot of lemon on the taco. Oh man. But yeah, I think that's all we got for the day. Mr. Executioner, where can they find you on the social stuff?
On the social stuff, so you can go ahead and find me on Twitter.
Send your hate tweets to.
Yeah, send all your hate tweets and all of your "Are you okay? Get well" cards to at the THE Executioner XEKutioner. Once again, at the Executioner on Twitter, or you can hit me up on Instagram on the gram of Insta. Oh, excuse me, I burped. On Instagram at the THE_Herbalutioner, HERBA And if you want to find me on Facebook, you can go ahead and follow me, Chris Clips Hernandez, CLYPSE, and that's where you can find me. So, what about you, Jack? Where can they find you on the stuff of socials?
They could find me on both Twitter and Instagram at BSALSANCHEZ.
It's easy enough for me.
Had a dramatic pause there. BSALSANCHEZ. That's where you can find me on both of them.
I ended up looking over at you like, are you waiting for me to say something?
No, I was just doing my dramatic pause.
Now I know.
Yeah. And how about the good old Twitter for the show? What is that?
So you can go ahead and hit up our Twitter at It's Good Times on Twitter, ITSGOODTIMES. And if I spelled that wrong, I probably didn't. Then I'm a fool. But at the end of the day, yeah, you can go ahead and hit us up on there. Send us DMs, send us really anything. I like to be on there just kind of replying to people's tweets and just being dumb, kind of putting our name out there and trying to be the best we can be. So yeah, what about the website? Almanac Jack.
Oh yeah, that's right. We got a website. TheGoodTimesPodcast.com. If you go to that website, you'll see a YouTube video with the newest episode on there. It also gives you the links to any of our platforms that we're on, such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, and many, many more. And we want to thank you for listening to the show. Don't forget to subscribe to whatever platform that you go to. And you can listen to the show every Thursday because that's when our new episodes come out.
Yeah!
And also don't forget to leave us a like on a YouTube video or leave us some feedback. We want to hear how we're doing. Maybe you have some questions for us or maybe some suggestions maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't forget to tune in next week, folks, to another jam-packed, picked, licked, and dicked episode of Good Times.
Tonight